Today we will take a look at the digital resource available from Manhattan Public Library called Tumblebooks. When looking at appropriate apps and sites for children, we follow criteria that helps us determine whether we want to recommend this source. We'll be evaluating credentials, making sure it's age appropriate and easy for children to use, and looking for other aspects to make sure that a child's privacy is protected and that they won't be led astray from any links or ads on the site. Since Tumblebooks is a subscription database, we don't have to worry about ads or commercials. It's an educational product used in many school systems and library systems, and it has been vetted by educators and librarians. Tumblebooks is available through a subscription paid by Manhattan Public Library, and so it is free to all users with a valid library account. To use Tumblebooks, you would just go to the library's webpage at mhklibrary.org and scroll down to Online Resources, and then scroll down to Tumblebooks, which will be toward the bottom, and look for the icon with the Tumblebooks and the picture of a biscuit, the dog pulling on the leash. At this point, you may be prompted to choose Manhattan Public Library and to enter your library card account number and password. If you don't know your password, please contact the library and we can reset it for you. I recommend Tumblebooks for preschool-age children who are developing their early literacy skills because it has hundreds of picture books. I will show you how easy it is to navigate through the categories and find some nonfiction and National Geographic videos that are appropriate for younger age children. It includes some special features like puzzles and games, the ability for parents to create a playlist of favorites for their child, and the use of an app if you wish to try it on a device. All right, we're going to start here from the Manhattan Public Library webpage. Click on Online Resources, and then we'll go ahead and scan down. You can see that there are a lot of resources available to you through the library. We're going to look at Tumblebooks today, thinking of our youngest age users and what they might be interested in and what might be good for their early literacy development. As you can see, there are 10 categories listed at the top here, which make it pretty easy to navigate. Storybooks is where you're going to find the picture books for the younger age children. There are some books available from this page also for older children to read, but these are the ones that have read-along narrators so that children can hear the story. They can also see the words highlighted. So I'm going to start one here just to give you a sense of what that looks like. And there I just enabled the Flash player. You may have to get that for your own computer. So you can skip the introduction and go right into the story. Up in the corner here, you see the text is being highlighted as the narrator speaks. You can also turn off the sound and make it just a read aloud for you and your child. You can also make it manual so that the pages will only turn when you are ready for them to turn. So if it takes you longer to read it, or if your child wants to look at the pictures a little bit more, you can do that before you move on to the next page. So as you can see, they've taken the pictures of the book and just given them some animation, but they've really kept the style of the book. So we'll go back out here to the home page. And you can see that they have these listed into categories. I find it a little easier to navigate around by looking at the storybooks all in the all view. And this is alphabetical, so now I can really go down and see everything that they have. There's 50 on a page here. And because the covers are shown, that makes it easier for a child to pick something that they feel interests them, or maybe a story that they recognize or a character that they recognize that they would like to hear that story. Other things that you'll see at the top here, there is a read-alongs category. This has a little bit longer books, and These books do not have the narration with them, so these are truly just books that the children can read themselves. Ebooks, again, gives some more options, some good award winners on this, but not a huge selection yet for the older age readers. Some graphic novels as well. Geronimo Stilton graphic novels have been very popular at our library. There's some Nancy Drew ones in here. And then we get into nonfiction. So this is a great way to introduce some nonfiction to your children as you're also reading other fun picture books. I will say that there's a really varied reading level within these. So I'm also going to show you a way to search for things by different age levels as well. But first we'll get through these categories. These are the videos that are created by National Geographic. So very high quality, but also very short. So we'll just click on baby elephants here to give you a sense of what that is going to look like. You would just click on play video and then enlarge the screen. And this video is only 1 minute and 6 seconds long, so it's really narrated at a level for younger children as well, but showing some interesting characteristics of elephants, real elephants. So this could add to a story that you're reading about elephants and give them a little bit more real life kind of experience to add in their brains. All right, we've also got math stories. These are just picture books that they have pulled out from the big picture book collection because they have math concepts in them. So that's just another way that you can narrow it down. There's the Spanish section here, which automatically will change all of the words on the screen to Spanish. So that makes it really easy for Spanish speakers to navigate. And these are all books that are available narrated and text in Spanish. And playlists are lists or playlists of books that Tumblebooks has put together and for different amounts of time. So if you don't want your child or your child is too young to really navigate through that and choose the books they want and then choose to play it and kind of get all of that going, you can set up a playlist which will have a series of several books in a row that play for the child and they don't have to click around as much. And finally, the puzzles and games section. A lot of these are also ones that will be recommended with the book. So if we go into the book, The Bears We Know, this game is actually going to be right there on the page with it. So after they listen to The Bears We Know, then they can play this little sentence game, which just helps recount what's happening in the story, how things maybe go together. So the bears sleep late every day, and they would decide which of these pictures. Moving on to some other things here on the website, you'll see that up in this corner, there is a tumble search. This is not the most advanced searching I have seen. You can only search by one category at a time, but here's where you can find a specific title, a specific author, a subject. They do have some books in other languages, not a lot, but a few. You can search by the length of the video or book. You can search by the genres. You can search by Lexile level or accelerated reading level. So especially when children get to be a little older in school, those may become important. But those also can be helpful if you're trying to narrow down the choices to something at a lower or higher reading level. Another area to call attention to is down at the bottom here, where you'll see the links for the Apple App Store and Google Play to get the Tumblebooks app. And of course, you can just go to those stores on your own phone or device and search for Tumblebooks. So a few more things up here at the top. The index is going to show all of the books that they have. So that is a quick way to see the icon here shows whether it's got the narration that you can listen to or whether it's just an ebook. Over here will tell us what category it's in. So we've got one here that's in French, and those reading levels are also tied into this section. But this is a good way if you know a certain book that you want and it's just not coming up for you in the other ways you've searched for it, or if you really want to get an overview of everything in the collection, go to the index. Favorites is where things will show up if you mark them as favorites of yours. For playlist, this is where you will create your own playlist. So the playlists down here are the ones that are created by the company, but this link for playlists will be books that you add here. So right now I don't have any, but I could easily create a playlist of my child's favorite books about alphabet and reading. So we're going to choose Lola at the library, and we're going to add it to a playlist. And then we'll go back and we'll choose another book for the playlist. Let's see what else we've got here. We're going to choose the Vowel family. Of course, you don't have to choose them all from the same category. They can be from anywhere on the site. Not all books will have the option, and the videos don't seem to all have the option to add to a playlist. So sometimes you will pull up a blank for that when you're trying to create this, but most of them are available. Now if I go into my playlists, I can see that I've added 2 favorite books here. I could have a string of 5 or 10 books, and then the Tumblebook player would start just playing all of those in a row without any other clicking around. All right, How to Tumble is their page for help getting started. It's a little confusing because some of it is written for people who would be administering the entire program, like the library or the school. A lot of it is geared toward teachers who might be using it in the classroom. So I didn't find this all especially helpful. Unfortunately, under the how-to videos, they don't have any. So that's why we're creating our own. And then under FAQs, they do have some good questions and answers in here, especially down when you get to the sort of troubleshooting things that can come up when you're trying to use a database like this at home. And you would like to know why isn't it working, or how to do that tumble search. And sometimes the answers might be in here for you. You can always call the library for support and help. But of course, if the library is closed, we might not be able to help you right then. If you look under their contacts, they do have some email addresses you can try, toll-free numbers. So you could also go straight to the source to find that information. So the database is not perfect. It is not as updated as I would like it to be with sort of the new ways that people use websites and the way they search things, but I do feel like it's pretty easy to navigate, and that kids, once they're shown, can probably pick up on how to listen to their favorite books and to have some good literacy time if they're going to be in front of a screen, or if you need to give them something to do for a short period of time while you're getting some work done. They can listen to some of your favorite picture books that you want to make sure that they hear, or some of their own favorites. If you have questions about Tumblebooks, feel free to call a librarian at Manhattan Public Library. The number is 785-776-4741, and the extension for the children's room is extension 400. Thank you.